All right, Dan Clasgens here with head coach Tim Brownlee, the Gallatin County Wildcats. One of our many teams are featuring Northern Kentucky 2A Week on the website. And Coach, when we look at this district, you guys are definitely one of the teams a lot of people are talking about. Big reason of that, you got 8 starters returning, several skill position players. Let's talk a little bit about that nucleus and what it means for you to have that group coming back.
Well, our senior class is going to be, we're expecting a lot from them. A lot of those kids have been starting since they were freshmen. Were sort of thrown to the fire. And, first couple of years sort of took their lumps, and last year we made some improvements and started getting a little bit better and bigger and stronger. That's the biggest thing, and we're hoping this year that we really get a lot better and turn that corner and contend for a district championship. What
do you think's your biggest challenge? Particularly being at the 2A level here, and going year to year and trying to build your program, and what type of steps do you hope to take forward here in this season?
Well, that's what's unique about this class. Normally at a school this size, you don't have. We probably have 15 seniors on this team, 8 of which are starters. But that's the problem. After that, every class below that, we only have 3 or 4 each class that actually or will be playing. So, one of the challenges is just getting numbers.
Now, you guys last year 6-4 finish, pretty good step forward. Fell out the Widcats there in the playoffs. Looking inside the district, though, I mean, you guys fared fairly well there. How do you build off of that success, and what ultimately do you think is going to be the thing you need to improve on the most this coming season?
Well, we had a good start to our season last year. We started off 4-0, 5-1 after we got into our first district game, and then the wheels sort of came off. We finished 4th out of 5 teams in our district, and the biggest problem, I guess the biggest thing we face for us this year, the losses were turnovers. On the season we had 32 turnovers, and that's just way too much, especially in a tough district like we have to compete.
Yeah, losing that turnover battle. Looks like you had 32, you lost, only 26 created. Defensively, you guys, what are you going to try to throw in the mix this year that might be a little bit different?
Well, we may switch to a 40 front. We've been base defenses for us has been a 5-2, and we're looking at some things in the off season, maybe going to a 4-man front, trying to get more pressure on the opposing offenses and trying to get in the backfield more. And we lost our leading tackler from our last 3 seasons, which was Nick Brown, and that's going to be a tough hole to fill for us. And so that's going into the season. We're looking at Brendan Bishop to step in at that middle linebacker position, and he's been our second leading tackler the last 2 years. So we're hoping just to build off that.
You got a lot of nice pieces returning to secondary. Talk about Nick Brown. I mean, his loss obviously going to be felt on the defense side of the ball, but you're also talking about your leading rusher.
Yes.
Looking at some of these underclassmen coming up here, what guys are going to be competing to be carrying that rock out of the Wildcat backfield?
Well, again, Brendan Bishop, he'll be our feature back, and Chris Brown, actually Nick's cousin, will also be in the backfield for us. He had a pretty good season last year, especially on defense, and he's a hard-nosed kid and good runner. Brendan's more of a shifty type runner and changes directions really well, and we've just got to find a way to get the ball to him more.
And finally, Coach, let's talk a little bit about your schedule. I know, especially getting ready for the playoffs and having to face state championship caliber team like Widcats and such. I mean, what type of twist do you have in your schedule this year, or as far as those non-district games, and how do they help you guys get ready for the postseason?
Well, this year we had a couple of changes, added a couple of changes to our schedule. We're playing Harrison County down in the Grant County Bowl that we've been in the last 2 years, and we had played Berea the previous 2 years. So that's a step up as far as class. It's a big school. We also play Lloyd, who had a really great season last year, and that seemed to get us ready, for our district season.
Awesome. That's head coach Tim Brownlee, his Gallatin County Wildcats. One of the teams we'll be keeping our eyes on at tristatefootball.com.